a lot to play for, and the Panthers, who do not, as they aim for a bye and potentially home field advantage throughout the NFC playoffs, and we know how much that building would mean to them. Sean Payton with the thoughts on his record-breaking quarterback tonight.
There's just so much preparation that goes in now. I mean, for him to finish the way he did on the evening, you know, we thought we would have some vertical throws with some of the seams, and we did. But yeah, listen, he was outstanding tonight.
Booger was outstanding too. Ryan Clark, your man is out of pocket. We lost control of the show here.
You know what? I have nothing to add.
Understood.
About my great university.
Understood. You've had plenty of opportunities, and you'll have more. Let's get your thoughts on Drew Brees.
Yeah.
And when it comes to sports conversation, we're good at counting, right?
Mm-hmm.
Whether it's rings, yards, touchdowns, whatever. And then inevitably it turns into some conversation about the greatest of all time and where people rank.
Right.
What do we do with Brees? What do you, as a guy who tried to stop people like Drew, what do you do with him?
You know, the hard thing about Drew Brees is I don't know if he was ever considered the best quarterback of his time or even the best quarterback in the year. But when you look at his durability and his sustained excellence, I don't know if there's been a quarterback who's played this well at 40. Even Tom Brady, who had the excellence and excelled as a team, wasn't doing it this way on the field. And to have Michael Thomas and to be the most accurate quarterback of all time and be able to do the things that he's doing at this point the way he is, we've never seen it. And so amongst his contemporaries, you're going to look at Tom Brady, and then you're going to put Drew Brees on the same tier with Peyton Manning. I'm not saying they're standing side by side, but when you tell their stories at the end of football, for both of them, they're going to be guys that we regard very closely. And even though Peyton Manning kind of has a story that I think we all attached ourselves to much earlier than Drew Brees, what he's doing right now is amazing, and I don't think it stops this year.
And if you go back and look at their outs in the playoffs, they've had some excruciating L's. And if they get those wins, how does that change how he's regarded? That's a different conversation for a different day. Let's switch to the other side of this football.
Yeah.
And let's talk about the Saints defense, because you and I have done a lot of talking about the NFC and who's who and what's what. What does their defense do if it plays like it does tonight about how you view them?
It changes the whole way, not only you view this defense, but the way you view this team. I was saying for weeks, I thought the Saints were the best team when Teddy Bridgewater was playing because of this defense, and they got back to it tonight, and they got to it early, starting with Chauncey Gardner-Johnson. He came off the edge, and he was a force in the run. Here you're going to see them block down, and they're going to try to get a peel back on him with Zach Pascal. He gets the blitz off the edge, and he beats a man one-on-one, which we didn't see them do against the San Francisco 49ers. And here is what I loved about the pass game. Demario Davis was a war daddy. Matched up one-on-one with Jack Doyle, you lose all help to the inside because T.Y. Hilton goes there. Now it's time to make a play. The last time someone was in this position against a tight end, it was against George Kittle. They miss a tackle. They hold on for dear life by a face mask. Those things change tonight. If they play this way, this team becomes the biggest threat to the San Francisco 49ers, to me, to actually get to the Super Bowl.
And let's just circle back to the NFC and peel back and look at this big picture. And again, this is something you and I talked about on Sunday night, and I feel like we've been doing it for several months. But look, you got 4-11-3 teams, and they feel very different.
Right.
Because San Francisco got that win there against New Orleans in a coin flip game, you still view them, even though Seattle's currently ahead of them in the West with a game to play at home.
Yeah.
Do you still view the Niners as the team?
I do. I still view them as the most complete team. I believe their coach, with his understanding of his offense and the way that he could protect Jimmy G, and this defense when healthy. We watched them yesterday without Richard Sherman, without Tart in the back end. When they have those guys and when they're clicking, I believe that they're the most complete team. Now, here's the thing. If they have to travel to New Orleans and play against Drew Brees again with a healthy Jared Cook, the game could be different. But from what I've seen this season, you have to give the nod to the San Francisco 49ers for the way they played throughout the year and progressed.
I understand that, and it would be hard to argue given that San Francisco just went in there and got that victory. I don't know. I feel like the Saints, especially working with the fury of last year's postseason and how it, in their estimation, was taken from them, I feel like give me them.
The thing that scares me is since Drew Brees has returned, they lost to Atlanta at home. They also lost to the San Francisco 49ers, and that's a very difficult place to play. And for me, I've seen the San Francisco 49ers travel, and what they do travels well.
And they don't have a loss where they got bullied and got beat badly.
Yes.
Every loss they have, you could go back and look at and say, if not for this, they'd be perfect right now. So
Absolutely.
there's a perfectly good case to be made for them. And meanwhile, Seattle's going, what about us? And we would point to your point differential. But if you keep winning, it doesn't matter. Ryan, appreciate
Absolutely not.
Still to come. Hope to visit with.
I mean, he's done that to a lot of people, a lot of defenses. I mean, I didn't realize it, but I looked up there one time. I saw he was 27 for 28 or something. Is that right?
He finished 29 and 30.
Yeah. I mean, when he gets like that, I mean, I don't know anybody that can stop him.
Brees joins Hall of Famer Slingin' Sammy Baugh as the only players in NFL history to simultaneously hold the NFL records for passing yards, passing touchdowns, and completion percentage. Stay with the Saints. Some news from around the league. Janoris Jenkins claimed by the Saints the Giants waived the cornerback after he got into a Twitter beef with a fan and refused to walk back the language he used there. He started all 13 games for the Giants prior to being released. His ceiling's awfully high. Issue has been consistency. Stay in the division. Panthers interim coach Perry Fewell indicated the team would make a decision about their starting quarterback midweek, but indications are that rookie Will Greer will get a look after Kyle Allen threw 3 more picks and the Panthers' 6th consecutive loss Sunday. Greer's a third-rounder out of West Virginia who's yet to appear in a game this season. Panthers close with the 2 teams that played tonight, the Colts and the Saints. And the NFC South, for years, was the most volatile division in football. Teams would change from last to first, it felt like yearly. With Drew Brees, I think, nearing the finish line in New Orleans, Tampa with a decision to make regarding Jameis, and let me make it real easy for him, you are going to pay the man. The most interesting unknown is still at quarterback in Carolina. Cam Newton's a former MVP. They lost on a Thursday, way back in week 2. We haven't seen him since. But are the Panthers better off if they trade him? The only way the answer is yes is if they think he can't do it or isn't interested in doing it anymore. Their owner, David Tepper, moved on from Ron Rivera. He spoke of a process. Finding a quarterback in this league is arguably the most important element of that process. I think it'll be interesting to find out if they think they have one. To the NBA, with minutes early, 11:15 Eastern. I'm not tired yet. At SportsCenter, I am Scott Van Pelt. You know the drill on Monday night, and obviously the focus tonight is going to be on Drew Brees, the Salter speak with, but number 9 himself.
Drew, we can see the emotion all over your face. Just tell me what's going through your mind right now.
Pretty incredible moment to be able to share something like this with my team and the Who Dat Nation and everybody here in the Superdome tonight, and my family and friends. You don't really think about these things, especially when you first enter this league. I can remember as a young player just trying to become a starter someday, maybe be able to make a little bit of an impact. And it's hard to believe here we are 19 years later and having a chance to do some of these things. But these special moments are special because of the people that are on this journey. And I love my team. I love our fans. And I love the opportunity that we have. We want to continue to strive to play a little bit better each and every week. We want to be an ascending team as we enter the playoffs. We still have a lot of work to do, but this was a special night and one we'll always remember.
Take me to the moment when you broke the record. You've given me some of your other favorite play calls. What was that one?
Well, I thought we broke the record in the second quarter, but I had to wait to the third quarter. It was funny because of all the play calls, it's kind of a sell it run action. And I could think of no better guy to catch it than Josh Hill, one of our workhorse guys who obviously does plenty of the dirty work, blocking and everything else. And for him to have the opportunity to catch that, and he's such an integral part of our team, as is, our entire group. But yeah, that's, again, you're trying not to think about it, but you feel like it's going to be wide open as the play call comes in.
And not only did you break the touchdown record, but I know you saw up on the Jumbotron that you set a record for single game pass completions. 29 for 30, 96.7%. What does that record mean to you?
Well, I'll be honest with you. You always think about the one that you missed, right? And if I just set my darn feet and throw it to the running back, it's 30 for 30. So that one may haunt me for a little while. But a lot of great catches out there. A lot of guys making great plays, so that was a product of that.
You told us that when you stop to allow yourself to think about what this historic night might be like, your whole career just flashed before your eyes. What do you see when you look back over your historic career, Drew?
I'm trying not to. I'm trying just to focus on the present and stay in the moment and just enjoy these moments as much as I possibly can. And when it's all said and done, when I'm retired and on to the next chapter, maybe I'll be able to look back with and really reflect. But as for now, it's on to the next challenge. It's on to the next opportunity. There's more games to be won, and I feel like our best is still yet to come. But these moments are absolutely special and ones I'll remember forever.
Thanks for doing it on Monday night. We love it.
Thanks, Lisa.
Congratulations. Back to you guys.
Booger McFarland, part of our Monday broadcast. Always, we appreciate your time. And Booger, you just watched what Brees did in that building, and it's a virtuoso. He's the conductor, and he's in complete control of that offense. What did you make of what you saw him do?
Well, Scotty, it's amazing when you get Drew Brees and Sean Payton on the same page. And they've been that way for a long time because it doesn't matter what you do defensively, you can't be right. If you're going to play man-to-man coverage, they're going to find the matchup. If you're going to play zone, then Michael Thomas is going to find the hole in the zone. I just think the relationship between Brees and Payton can't be overstated because it is so important. They complement each other so well, and we saw a classic case of that tonight.
It's obvious and it's evident what that building means to that offense, particularly this time of year, because you don't have to deal with any of what we're preparing for up here in New England, another snow and ice storm. But I wonder, and Stanford Steve made this point, I'm curious from a defensive standpoint, and they stood tall this evening, does that building help that defense, and if so, in what ways?
Well, because we all know the offense is the strength of this team, and the defense, especially the secondary, can be shaky at times. What it does, it just gives them extra energy. And oftentimes, Scotty, when you're trying to play defense, it's not so much about the X's and O's. It's about the Jims and Joes and the energy that you bring. And when they can feed off of that dome, especially in the fourth quarter. Remember, Sheldon Rankins, Marcus Davenport, they're gone for the season. So they're going to have to ask other players to step up. And when you get younger guys that haven't played a lot, they need the home crowd. They need that pat on the back like we all do, Scott.
You know what I need? I need to know how good was that pound cake I saw a picture of. All I could look at was that pound cake, Booger.
Scotty, here's the thing about it, okay? Listen, the ooey gooey cake was here, and the pound cake was right there. So if you ever get a chance, to think about the pound cake and then just pour the sweetest icing and add about 5 sticks of butter, and you got the ooey gooey cake. So pound cake and then ooey gooey.
My grandma made one, and like the top inch of the thing is just soaking soggy juice.
I'm going to give you another comparison, okay? All right. Pound cake, ooey gooey, is like Alabama and LSU, baby. La Baton Rouge, baby. Let the good times roll, Scotty. Come on, baby.
Somehow, I tried to ask the man about food, and he still got it to LSU. I'll talk to you
Absolutely, Scotty.
I'll talk to you.
Heisman Trophy, baby. Joe Burrow. Come on. Are you kidding me? Look at it, Scotty. Heisman. Come on. You know how we do it.
You want to talk about Delpit and Coach O and Chase and all the rest of the guys?
Hey, listen, we need to rename the award show to the LSU Festival. Heisman, Coach of the Year, Thorpe, Biletnikoff, Maxwell. Do I need to keep going? Do we have any more time? I can keep going, Scotty. There's more awards.
Trey White did it all last night. So, look, look, LSU, Louisiana, you know I love you folks, but we got a show to do. I love you. I'll talk to you next week, okay?
Later, buddy.
All right, more on Burrow coming up. Try to take control of the show back here. Record-breaking Monday night performances. We've seen a lot. 94, Jerry Rice broke Jim Brown's NFL record for touchdowns against the Raiders. 36 touchdowns on Monday Night Football, 12 more than any other player. Just last season, it was Drew Brees breaking Peyton Manning's all-time passing record during the second quarter. Looked like Tre'Quan Smith was the guy on the other end again, but they called that pass interference. Brees finished that game 26-29 for 363. Eerie how similar those are, right? 29-30 tonight, 26-29 in that one. And Tre'Quan caught the pass to tie it. Looked like he caught the record breaker. Instead, it's Josh Hill. And it was the 12th Monday Night Football game